Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nee. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm an energy healer, a channel, a guide, a spiritual coach, and many other things. Today, I am joined by my friend Amy Mitchell. She's a very good friend of mine. We do a lot of energetic work together, and we were just having a conversation and decided to record it uh, and share it here on YouTube. So we have a lot of channeled messages between a few different collectives about the importance of today, which is March 25th, 2026. And I'm just going to share that with you guys. And here you go. Enjoy.
Hmm.
So this message is from Archangel Michael regarding this day. So what he's saying is, what he wants to say is this day is like the beginning of a brand new cycle. This is kind of like a fresh start. It is the beginning of like a new, he wants to say era after these old cycles of he wants to say couple billion years, eons, things of that nature have been recently closed. We're entering this new age of zero karma, basically. So things are starting fresh. People are let go of like a lot of karmic contracts. It's basically a divine dispensation. So so the things that are holding humanity back and in place for eons now are being lifted as we speak. And this gives people a renewed sense of vigor, especially like some older star seeds, like the ones listening right now, that have been at this game for a very long time and have had many, many sacrifices. This age should bring about a spring of springs, basically, for both you, Amy, and me, Nee. So this is well, what he's saying is expect big things, and this is no lie, basically. And he knows you're
Perfect.
you're tired of hearing those things,
That's
Amy. But
okay.
Amy, you can also feel this shift now within the last
I
few days.
can, yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel something, so I'm going to say thank you, Michael. And he's going to either respond through me, or I'm going to get another archangel going back at you here, Nee, so that we can, yeah, put out a dual message of dual channelers. So, yeah, so I say thank you to both Archangel Michael and one Jesus Christ, who's been coming in all day for me and many others worldwide in the last few weeks for sure, in solid messages that are very important, yeah, for humanity. But at the same time, everybody has their breaking point is what they want to say through me. So mine will be a channel from one Archangel Faith, okay? And so Archangel Faith wants to say through me that, she is done with most of the work that is um being done behind the scenes. That's how they want to say it. And I've not channeled her before. They want me to say this on your channel. So it's not one of my usual beings I channel. So I have to like take a minute to come up with the words as they want me to say for your channel. Nee, I don't know if you ever said it before. When a person is channeling this way, they have to pick around in your brain for your vocabulary to get the words out appropriately. So it takes a few minutes for them to like amalgamate themselves with your energy, and then to get your wording right so you don't
Mhm.
sound like you're like tripping on it, right? So now she's in there, so she's going to say
Yeah.
I mostly channel open eyed, so she wants to say it this way. So she wants to say I am here, yeah, Faith. um I want to say academia, but that is not the right word. So I know that it is not, but that's what she's going to call herself today. So she is going to say, yeah, twin flame and more. And she is here to be counted. And she is here to end persecution for all souls who are feeling like they are withered and or they are done. And she wants to assure everyone that there is a future here for every soul that wants to learn lessons at this point and quickly, because the ones of us who've been working at it for a long time, are getting to the point where we are sick of learning them on repeat. That's me, right? And I
Mhm.
wonder why they keep coming for the same person over and over again. And they say it's like at times we are stuck like in an infinity loop, basically, of doing the same lesson over and over again. And when that happens, then the whole world needs a like a big reset. That's what they're saying to me. And they're trying to show you knees. So like a cataclysmic event in order to like shake loose whatever is holding everybody back, right? So everybody can like soar forward really fast, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there will be breaks at times, and then we will go as hard as we can. So yeah, with your permission, they want me to keep speaking. So they want to
Mhm.
say there will be like some periods of great energy coming over the next like 3 week period where people feel like they can't sleep. And when you are like this, they're urging you to like go into a meditative state and or like do automatic writing. So that is, sit there with your pen at the paper and write down whatever comes to you as a written channel of your higher self or any other guide who comes forward or ascended master, they want to say quickly to you with answers that you are responsible for. So every single star seed and more have answers here that are important for the progression of the all. So I see it often as a like fabric that is being weaved thread by thread by every living soul here left now. So every person, like even your grandmother, is expected to weave a thread, believe it or not. So some of us may weave for others, but at this point, they're saying not as much as we were. So we are now like urged to still support with love and gratitude and holiness all those that we hold dear to us, but people are expected to start like serving for themselves, right? And learning their own lessons if they haven't already and progressing forward, right? So I'm asking Faith, or you could ask a couple questions, Nee, if you want to, whatever comes to you, and Faith will channel back to you gratefully for all that you do for
Mhm.
us and our team every single day, Nee. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. All right, I guess if we're gonna be posting this online, I guess the people would probably want to know how like do they best deal with these energies that are coming through over the next 3 weeks.
The best way is to drink lots of water. You can okay, movement is essential for almost all beings, even if it's a small bit, if that's all you can do. Okay, ground, that's my own messages, be present. And so then she's going to say something else. So she wants you to like dream really high, like way out there. So the things you've wanted to do that you thought would never come true, she says, keep pushing for those dreams, the things that you put off, the nuggets that come through from your team. Like start working on those things you've been putting off. I'm asking. Nope. She's saying this is how Faith and I channel back and forth like a conversation in my own head, right? So it feels kind of mental. So they're asking, yeah, can another angel come in? Yeah, and so I'm gonna get okay, one Michael through me now, so I'll change a little bit. So they're asking for grounding, so I'll say rooting, please, which is a way I ground really quickly as I ground that in. So we'll see who comes through. So the message is be present, okay? Be in faith, full faith and trust that you will be okay no matter what happens at all costs. Everything is coming down to this. So you have to get up, show up. And if you can't that day, then rest. Some days all you can do is breathe, and the universe understands that as you are bearing the weight of huge teams. So if you're a ground for many, then you are at sometimes using all of your like life force for that, right? So I'm a person who sometimes can't get up. He knows it.
Mhm.
Sometimes he has to stay in bed for days too. So if we're in bed, it's because we're supposed to be there. So we have to feel no guilt, no shame. Everything you're carrying you have to let go of, and if you haven't already, cut cords daily, if not hourly in some cases, and then just keep working the plan. That's what they say, and know that everybody is where they should be, And everybody is doing what it is that they feel the most drawn to at all times, right? So I personally call it being in the flow of the divine. So that means every day I get up with a plan at times, but mostly I just go item to item as they come in front of me and I don't think too much about it, right? So often I reschedule things because I can't do them that day because universal work becomes more important to me. So, Nee, ask another question, please. They love your questions. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I guess the people. Okay, I'm sensing from the collective is there's a question about there is some worry about being left behind in this
Mhm.
ascension, this activation, and this new energy coming around. Do you have a message
Mhm.
for anyone listening about that?
It's coming through hard and fast. No one gets left behind, no matter what. Not in this lifetime. So this ascension is more important than most. So in this one, we cannot leave anyone behind, soul, family, or otherwise. So the law of one has been coming to me on the daily. So the law of one insists we are all one in a way. So every person is an extension of every other. Every soul, every life force is an extension of the one, right? True source. So whatever you believe that is. So we can't leave even one speck behind, is what I'm getting. So every person has to come forward with honor. And if you've made mistakes, that's what I want to say, then own them today and start like making them right. That's it. That's the only way to get out of like how do we say this, I want to say a dark like war side timeline, right? So there are people that I know personally that I'm going to say are in this, so this is why I want to bring this up today. So if you're a person who feels like you've been wronged or you're wronging someone else, I ask you to step up and take accountability for that today and own it, even if it is to the one true source, right? Then start to make the amends, yeah, or change your trajectory, right? So, someone once said to me personally, that's Amy, the channel, that people can't change their core traits. But I say that is complete BS because I myself change core traits almost daily at times, but I keep the ones that are really important to me. So everyone can be taught new tricks, in my opinion, if they want to put the work in. So I say to the dark players who do stalk us, believe it or not, me, I say, look at this and look at this as the day of all days where you decide maybe your light is needed on the other side today instead of waiting until the last minute, like a lot of them do. But would we leave the darkness behind is what they asked to Uni as you channel back. Would we leave those dark players behind?
Mhm. Okay, so the message coming through from they're saying Raziel and Michael here.
Mhm.
Um, they're reiterating that no one gets left behind. Everyone has a choice in this ascension.
Mhm.
Even the dark players have a choice to come to the step into the light and join us in this ascension. Or they also have a choice to they also have a choice if they don't necessarily want to do that. They can also go back to source and start the cycle all over again. It's completely up to them. But and those who don't wish not to join us will be taken somewhere where they can be a little bit happier. So overall,
Fair enough.
yeah. So overall, everyone will be accounted for in this ascension, and will go somewhere where they can where they that is the most resonant with who they are. Yeah.
That is what I believe. And I want to tell your audience, because I don't think I've been on your channel too much. I think just one other appearance, but I'm going to say for me, I've believed since the beginning that some of us are here to try to help the dark to the other side, even though it isn't easy for me personally in my own life, as I have them around me constantly. And I'm working on healing, the darkest things out there, in my opinion, at times. And it's a free job that doesn't give you a lot of gratitude. It gives you a lot of warfare. But at the same time, I don't give up, and I don't give up on anybody. So even some of the worst things that have come to me have asked in a way for redemption at this point. Says, one Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel and Archangel Faith, who sit here night after night watching me struggle at times, but helping me in the way that they can. So I'm going to say it's all about to change, is what they say. There is a big game change move coming, in the time period that was specified at the start of this chat. So as we work towards it, they're asking every light warrior to step up more and start to like heal the other side too. So Nee and I do this quite often. Other people do at times, but even if you just say a prayer for God or for the light warriors every day, I do that every single day. And I heal my own spirit guides, including the archangels and the darkness too, with Reiki, light language, and a myriad of shamaning skills. So, you do too, Nee, but they're asking more people to help them as well as themselves. So even if you just healed your own spirit team, like every night before you go to bed, then, you're helping the cause in that way without stepping too far out of your comfort zone.
Okay. So, but that brings us to another question. So, I think the audience wants to know about healing your spirit team and like how like and how do they get hurt in the first place?
Well, that is where she doesn't know this answer, this channel. So this channel is blind on this answer, and they're saying it's classified in a way, but we'll try to give something is, like when any beings are in war, that's what Amy wants to say. Of course, there would be like a little bit of wreckage, right? But the archangels are closer to the ground, as are the deceased and many of the other beings that are really assisting. So, um, Three Eye Atlas will field this question through you for perspective after me, but they want to finish this. So they want to say, even if it's upgrades, which I ask for often, there is an order here, Nee, that is expected to be upheld. That's the answer. So when there is contracts and more, and the rules of this particular realm and the universe are in play, they have to follow the protocol at times. So there are people who are needing healing for whatever reason. Otherwise, it just shows that you're lending energy to the skies. So then you're still helping to like heal the war, right? I used to ask this question. They want me to bring up my own knowledge. I used to say, like when I first encountered Archangel Michael, which for me was like about probably 4 years ago. Yeah, just about exactly. Like I've heard of him before that, but that's my direct encounters with Michael and one Jesus Christ, right? Almighty. So I'm going to say, at that point I asked, like, if there's spiritual war, who's fighting in the spiritual war, right? Is it the humans? Is it the demons, or is it the angels, or whatever, right? So they're asking everyone to consider this as I did. So, everything that's out there um is dealing with this, whether it be beyond the veil here, on the ground, or even in the skies. I believe everywhere is dealing with this right now. So we are coming to the final act, is what they want to say. So everything needs reinforcements, is what they're saying. So yeah, without further ado, I'll pass you to Nee, and he's going to give an answer, if he doesn't mind, from 1-3 Atlas. Yep, please and thank you.
Just tapping into 3i Atlas now, and we are connected. So 3i Atlas says the question is regarding the spirit team, your spirit teams, and basically the damage that they take while fighting. Like they want to say that your teams are basically fighting on your behalf, keeping you protected from the many entities and beings and energies that are not in line with humanity and the humanity's ascension and this at this time. There are many discordant frequencies on Earth from what we can see from our vantage point. It's it is a mixed energy which is shifting towards the light. And in fact, most of the cleanup has already been taken care of, but there's still negative forces, entities. You may call them archons or demons or whatever name you have for them. And these beings are constantly at war with humanity. So your teams are doing the best they can to keep you protected from these beings, but they're also is a universal law of non-interference, which the light upholds much better than the dark. So that is why some of you
Yeah.
have been coming under some attack and are probably wondering right now, where's the protection?
Yeah.
So uh, that is a bit of the answer to that question. The help is always the help is always there, the help is always there, but needs to be requested for those types of actions that would that would interfere with non-interference. Uh, okay.
Yeah, thank you for that, Nee. And for me personally, yeah, they want me to say a bit about myself, I guess, since you're putting this out publicly. So I am a galactic warrior, they want to say, ambassador and a voice channel of many beings and collective of beings at times. So I also have some unique characteristics that will be explained later, but they are going to get into them, but not today, is what I'm pushing them off. But either way, we'll go ahead. So I am a shaman of sorts and a light linguist like you are, and activator, and I'm a Reiki master teacher. That is my first skill and the one I hold the most dear. So I still use Reiki for almost everything. A lot of other practitioners seem to leave Reiki behind, in my opinion, because they think it is the weaker, like kind of healing, but I use it almost 24/7, even in the dream realm. Sometimes I've done Reiki and light language in dreams. So they want to say, don't forget about the Reiki. Dr. Yosai is here to say to me today that chi is everywhere, but Reiki masters hold chi like really like honorably at times, and it can clear your own body, just with the Reiki. So at times when I do call out for things and they don't come to finish this, I wonder sometimes why they don't come for me to help me, because I've had lots of nights, this guy knows more than anyone, where I am literally like swarmed with things all night and fighting with Reiki and light language all night, and frequency healing in the YouTube network, even sometimes for days. But I believe it is, a matter of contracts and more. And there are some groups out there. So they want me to say this in this way. There are some groups out there that do what's called destiny swapping and falsify akashics and or transfer karma and items and stuff like that to other people, such as myself, that end up serving them like endlessly. So that is where a lot of this comes from. For me, that's what they want to say. So I want to quickly say no fear. I learned to conquer fear a long time ago, and I stand my ground every time, even when it really hurts me to do so. And for that, you get a gold star and you get an ascended master, Buddha, coming in to give a message. So he says there are other people that may see this that also feel at times like they are ignored by their guides, right? Or whoever they're calling. Michael is one, but there are others people call in a crisis. So at times I've called like every name in the book says Buddha, and I don't see anybody here. And I've got visions most of the time too. So I just fight like myself now, and it gets easier. That's what they want to say. That's the message from the Buddha, right? Like he wants to say all the ascended masters agree when you're working on a like a bunch of trials and tribulations, it feels like an eternity in pain at times, but in the end, we're being guaranteed this is well worth it for evolution of soul. And the end of this system is what I want to say. That's Amy Mitchell, over the Buddha, right? Is, I was told at the start of this mission myself, that this was for the end of all of it, right? And a new start for everybody. So now we're back to the start. So Buddha wants to say, like, Amy is an eternal optimist as the archer. She believes that everything is possible almost every day, in spite of the pain. She still gets up every day and sees that we have, the chance to change everything, the trajectory of the all, right? And make things great for every one of us. So yeah, with that in mind, Nee, do you have any questions for the Buddha through me, as we're being really positive today, and Nee knows it? So these are the days of greatness. That's what the Buddha says, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for Buddha, let's see. Do you have any advice for people who are trying to follow the path of the Buddha?
Okay, great question. So the lotus flower came in before you even done talking. So yeah, Buddha wants to say that sometimes the most beautiful things grow in spite of like the darkness, and sometimes things don't make sense to you until you see the like full spectrum picture, right? So he's trying to show you a vision that you can explain after this, because I keep seeing all these star systems, but I am not an astronomer.
Mhm.
But he is saying to look at the channel of one David Sereda. And if you wanted to be so kind, you could link it in. So I had a call from this man today out of nowhere, and he received a vision of something that is really imperative for humanity to see on March 13th of this year. So they're asking if I give you the information, if you would kindly take his channel to give him a few more followers, as he's worked really hard on this message and
Mhm.
can give it better than I could give it. But he is saying basically, like, he's saying this: all things come into view. So he's showing me like we're going around, like sort of weaving through time. Like a really like wide berth. So I'm doing it with my arms, but you can't see it. But it's for me basically to know we are like all over the place, and at the same time, like all things come back to one, right? That's what they want to say. So as you see the bigger picture, that's how I refer to it as. And he wants to say the biblical cycles, ascension cycles, and three-eye atlas's trajectory all come into the view at the same time. Everything starts to like come together, the giant puzzle of like why we're here and what we're doing here, and yeah, where we're going from here. But it's more about the now. That's what they want to say. So they're like, put a pin in it, and this is the moment where we're at, right? Yeah, it's called the Bullseye on David Sereda's video, but that was a while ago, we think. But he says today is a bullseye too. So they're showing you a vision. They like you to describe it, if you don't mind, what you're seeing, so we can give two different perspectives. Although we're always on par, me and Nee. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep. So they showed me the bullseye, and then they showed me kind of like the like the 3D version of the bullseye, which is like the where the actual bullseye is this like high point basically. It's like and what that means, what from what I'm getting is it's like it's a convergence point basically of a lot of different timelines and energies and like and they want to say like inflections and that's okay so what that means is it's like the official start after the reset. So we had like so we had this point with the equinox, and then with Three Eye Atlas, like equinox and the Three Eye Atlas interaction and things of that nature that kind of kickstarted all this this wave of new energy, and it all starts effectively now. This is like the beginning of a brand new cycle after the end of a cycle of cycles that was a couple billion years like in the making. So we're in a brand new age, a brand new era, an epoch, or whatever we want to call it, and and it is they want to say it's the golden timeline, the golden age, basically, which starts now. So,
Yeah, Age of Aquarius. And they said to me, like they were screaming in my head, time starts now, time starts now. So as it all catches up to where we're at, then it'll be a work in progress, in my opinion. But they're saying, like, yeah, I was thinking in my head, like I felt like the last few days, in spite of the pain, like I really had to keep my vibrations very high. And I've been eating more. Some people are eating less, but they're saying listen to your body more, and do whatever feels like it's being called. Like really listen to your intuition, but they're saying your body too, right? My intuition is very strong, so is yours, Nee. Um, it depends on, they said what your, like your core gift is at some point, right? So for me, it's always been intuition. Even when I feel like it's not led me the right way, it leads me the right way usually, right? So
Mhm.
they're saying to people, really listen to these two things: body, intuition, and mindset is really a key. So as we move forward, you really want to try to stay on the right side. That's what they're saying. And just really try to, work creativity and try to, get out in nature more. That is the message that I keep seeing over and over again as I watch a ton of channels. um they're also wanting to know, if you mind if I say something about Team Light and Rion, if you don't mind me. Yeah.
Of
So
course.
Nee and I are going to be vendors at the Team Light conference, and it is called Rise of the Guardians, I believe, if I get it right. I
Mhm.
have never been, so this is a real first for me. And a shout out to Rion and Nee and I are vendors there, so it's exciting for us. And Nee, you could give the dates probably better than me. If anyone wants to grab a ticket, Rion would love to have you. And there's lots of other like really great keynote speakers there, and it is in Sedona. Really beautiful place, and you could come and meet us in person and get some of my kick-ass stuff. We are doing defense against the dark arts, healing. Sorry, that didn't come out right there when we said again. Defense against the dark arts and spirituality 101 and 102, and light language on the spot, Reiki and card reads and more. So, we welcome everybody to come and see us. And if you can't see us there, we have a shop open here too. If someone puts a message below, Nee would hook them up, or you've got your website too. So yeah, without further ado, you please say something to introduce this great event. And yeah, support your friend of, lots of years, please. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. So yes, we are going to be vending in the Team Light conference. That's in Sedona. It's going to be on May May 9th and 10th of this year of 2026. So there's going to be two action-packed days of speakers and events, and lots of great stuff. And then on the 11th is the Day of Being. So that's hosted by Mr. Zachary Fisher and the Way of Being Foundation. So it's going to be a lot of like really cool stuff going on. It's just going to be like a cool like a really fun like a chill day. So people can just relax and interact without having to run between all the different activities going on at the conference.
Mhm.
So yes, so definitely come by and check that out. There's still tons of tickets available. And then we're gonna be and like as Amy said, we're gonna have a lot of things to offer at the conference, even more to come. We're still putting together some goodies for you guys. So
Mhm.
yeah, so we would love to meet all of you in person, and say hello to our lovely family here.
Perfect. And sorry as I go off screen as I light a cigarette. So proof that spiritual people can still smoke, says the universe. So just lose your guilt and you can smoke right till the end of time, says Archangel Michael, who's used to smoking with me. Yeah, I was going to say I do believe Rion always offers a virtual package after for people that cannot attend, for the speakers for significantly less if you can't afford to travel. There's going to be some guests there that people are not going to want to miss the presentations of, says the universe. So yeah, if you want to link his page on there, I'm sure he could use watchers and subscribers too. And if you could link mine on there too, Nee, even though I don't have very many subscribers, if anybody wants to come to my channel, I have a lot of healing and channeling on there, and I will do some new messages, but I haven't been producing too much because when no one's watching, does anyone see you, right? That's what I asked, that age old proverb of, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, does it still fall? But that's not quite right. But that's how I interpret that, right? So, you know, they're wanting to speak for a moment, if you don't mind me, about how the observer changes the outcome, right? So
Mhm.
I will reference a show that is called What the Bleep Do We Know, right? That I watched that really goes into this quantum physics and quantum entanglement, type of scenario. That's what they want to say. So, as for whether it does change things, in my mind, it always changes things. So if someone is watching you, you almost always behave differently than you do when you're just by yourself, right? So that is, I
Mhm.
think, the basis of it, although they're focusing on the atom. So for the atom, if there is someone watching an atom, and I'm not science gal, so they're making me say this just to show something neat, but you know what I mean, the atom moves differently or splits at times because there's an observer present. So they're asking Uni, what do you think that means for us as humans, if you understand the question? And you can channel back from anybody who you want to speak to, please.
The message coming back is consciousness and intention are key, basically. So none of this reality around us forms without consciousness. Without If there is no consciousness, then we would simply be a cloud of probability that never materializes. So and that consciousness is the observer, and that creates that creates the reality that we observe, and the reality that we live in, and the reality that we can change through our intentions and our beliefs. So they're saying that is kind of the power of the observation, being the observer in this reality. They're emphasizing also the art of non-reaction. That
Yeah.
there's many ways to get triggered into lower frequencies, and that alters the conscious intent of your man of this manifested reality. Sorry, that alters the conscious intent of the things that you manifest in this reality. So be sure so if nothing else, if you can't remain in positivity, then they say remain in neutrality and simply observe, and that will keep your reality basically from spiraling into stuff that you don't want, basically.
Exactly. And I've been practicing this. Sorry, my teeth went weird there. That's my energy glitch. But they say I've been really trying to practice this, especially with people who are non-spiritual, who don't really know much better in a lot of cases and are being pushed to the max. So they're asking you to like take a deep breath or two or three or 10 or walk away if you have to and come back with love always. So that's where this is going. And I've been trying it with two kids. Today I left, they were fighting. And when I came back, they weren't fighting anymore. So if you don't engage with people as much, then, in the end, everyone is a winner. That's what they want to say. So they're asking everybody to lead with kindness and compassion and, yeah, solid intentions. But even they say, in spite of it all, yeah, we're all being triggered, but you can decide to, react, or you can decide to just sit there and let it pass, which is what I
Mhm.
did earlier in the car.
Mhm.
Because when 100 things hit me at once, I tend to like go berserk a little bit, like everybody, even though I practice neutrality hard. But I today I fought past it several times. So, as you do this, it gets off you for good, is what they're saying. And pretty soon stuff will stop coming into your view that is triggering you to the same extent, right? So
Mhm. Yep.
yeah, I've got
So,
Louise Hay here who wants to say something, if you don't mind me.
sure.
Louise Hay is one of the first, well, she is the first real guru I ever picked up the book of, which is You Can Heal Your Life, which is a great read for anybody at any level. The book itself actually changes and evolves you, I do believe. But, she's affirmation wizard and more. And cured herself of cancer with affirmations and a bunch of other stuff she wants to say, but affirmations. And it shows something, and I lost my train of thought, so even the channel can lose their train of thought. It's because I love this lady so much, and she remains one of my truest guides today. But she says it is about changing thought processes, right? And the force that surrounds you changes as you change the internal. That's what they want to say again. So everyone has the light. Just keep shining it, even if you're the only one shining it. That's what they want to say today, clearly. and just keep knowing that eventually people won't be able to affect your aura anymore. It happened to me once. She wants to say I call that enlightenment, right? I kept working it until all the people that bothered me stopped being bothering me anymore. I just kept saying them in my head. When I said they want me to say it is I said I released the need for criticism over and over again until people stopped criticizing me, full stop, and everyone started being really nice. So it actually affects other people when you do the work. That's what they want to say. So, keep on doing it, even if you think it's not working. It is being held by the universe in check for the right moment when they drop it back down in you. Yeah, or you reinvent yourself again, right? So, with that in mind, yeah, do you have any other messages coming through, me, before we go off the record and put this out
Yes,
today, please? Yeah.
sure. So the other message coming through is from the Pleiadians. They've come through in a couple different readings, and they're reiterating another point that they've made in previous channelings, and that is that this new wave of energy is going to shake a lot of people out of their comfort zones as part of their awakening. It's kind of like the last phase where people who've been very resistant to the change are basically going to be shaken awake in a sense. And they're saying it's not gonna necessarily going to be easy for them, and it's also not going to be easy for us who are already awake. So they're but the people who are going to be experiencing this is necessary for their awakening and their ascension. So they're saying to have compassion for them because everyone wakes up differently and goes through a different through a very personal journey of awakening and ascension. And it may not make sense to you, but it's what they have to go through themselves. So just hold. They're saying to hold compassion for the people around you as they're going through their throes of awakening is what they're saying.
That's what I was trying inarticulately to say that slipped away from me, Nee. So thank you for coming back. They're showing how we double channel, but it always gets to the point in the end, right? So as I was outside, my energy has shifted, but they're saying, yeah, be present, yeah, be accountable, and be a forgiver, and again, just remember the basic principles again. And for me, the other day, I kind of got mad because I thought, okay, now you're going back to the basics again, but that is all you really have to get is the basics, right? Which is ground more, um, and love more. The message from the universe is love is always the answer today and every day, right? So just lead with your heart and you'll never fall short of your own expectations, right? The universe is always forgiving you, even if you don't forgive yourself. So people forget to forgive themselves sometimes and concentrate on others. But a lot of people are harboring their own resentment of themselves, they want to say. So, as starseed warriors, we are expected to um not only like heal ourselves but heal a lot of others, either subconsciously or through transmutation or alchemization and or just direct healing. But we are also like held to a higher standard at times. But the universe says we hold ourselves more accountable than they hold us, just so you know. Nee and Amy, they want to say to me too, because I like live and breathe spirituality. So does Nee. So this is a 24-hour like unpaid gig for us most days. There's a little bit of money coming in for Nee, but not much for me. But at the same time, I am about to put out a channeled work like no other. And as things start to come together, they're saying, everyone is going to start to see, why we learned all the things we learned in order to, get to the end. And that's the prize, right? So ascension lifetimes are very difficult, they want to say again. And the universe has a lot of faith in us and us and them, I want to say. But at the same time, they want to say we are the grounds, right? So we are expected to do the harder work at times, and they understand that, and they want to say to every person who watches this beautiful broadcast that they are here and they love you, and they love you no matter what. And they're never going to turn on you no matter what you do. So you have the divine in you, and on you and around you at times. And they say, we are all pure souls, and we are all here to remember who we are, right? So they're saying, as to who we are, I myself don't know anything other than this person I am right now, Amy Mitchell. So Nee has some past life memories, but a lot of people do not. So for that, they give us, a little bit of extra credit for working so hard, like a driving force, really, of thunder is what they want to say, even when we don't know why we're doing it at times. But, they say it still keeps going, right? Regardless. So there's a prophecy, and they're saying we are reaching the threshold, like even as we speak, of where we need to be in order to get shit done. That's how they want to say it, right? So hopefully that's okay on your YouTube for me to say the S bomb, but they're saying it is helping. So everybody needs to know, like, dig a little deeper and find your last wind and just keep going, because we are getting close to something big breaking that we're going to be able to see, like, in the flesh, right? So everybody needs to just keep going and know that your prayers are being heard, and at some point you're going to start to see all the seeds you've planted come to fruition. Like, I ask this often to the universe, Nee, if there's an answer as to when people see this actual ascension and the planet transcending happening, right? Like, to you, I think I asked you this the other day privately, but is it a matter of days? Is it a matter of minutes? Is it a matter of years, right? And everyone has a different answer, but they want to say push it hard, right? Like, everything can be done early. So you can answer if you want as to when you think, but
So,
I say,
so
why not now?
yeah, so the answer is coming through is it is now. It is it's a continual process. So they're saying like yeah, like could it all happen in an instant with the grand solar flash? They're not ruling that out, but they're saying more likely it's going to be like a continuing process, day by day, that rather than like all at once. And it's basically happening now. If you look back at the world a year ago, it was a different frequency, it was a different vibration. If you look back at yourselves a year ago, you were for the most part different people, you know. So it's this continuing process that's going to that is ushering in this new age, and they're saying yeah, that is the message coming through.
Perfect. That was a great answer, Nee. And I was thinking, sometimes I feel like I change almost daily for me personally at times, and it wasn't always like that. Just so everyone knows, this wasn't an easy road. I spent many years, like, actually wishing I was sleeping or not here. And even in spite of all the knowledge I have, I still sometimes feel that way. But it is what do you say? It's an uphill road at times, but it still seems worth it on days like today for me. And I try to be grateful. That's the other thing they wanted me to say in an inarticulate or articulate way is, gratitude is always a key, and it is something that is essential. So on a day where I don't feel like I have a lot, I try to say I'm grateful for anything. So, even in the middle of a task, sometimes I start saying I'm grateful for roads. I'm grateful for the sun or the moon or the stars or whatever, that I have a bed to sleep in. Because when you think about it, there's a lot of people on planet zero, I call it, or Gaia, that have nothing at all, right? Less than we do. So when you put it in perspective is reality, that's what I call it, and Michael calls it that too, then you think I have more than a lot of people do, right? So when you really think about it, even if all you have is breath, that is what God gave us, right? So, then I still say every day about 60 times, I'm grateful to God for the breath of life. So, God can be anything. They want to finish it up with this. God can be um yeah, the divine within you. God can be the traditional God in the religious circles, or it can be Krishna, it can be Buddha, it can be Ganesh, it can be Shiva, you know what I mean? God can be really anything. So they want to say, or they're all one, right? Which I consider often. So, it doesn't matter what faith you are. They want to say everybody has the same rights and the same uh it was coming through obligations, but I'm not sure if that's the right word, but they're saying go with obligations. So everybody has the need to, be here, or the right to be here, and has equal merit, right? So they're again wanting me to push an agenda of peace and an agenda of equality to wrap this up. So as I'm getting ready to do something really significant for me tonight, I'm thinking a lot of people should remember what fun feels like. I wanted to say, but they want to say, live like it's your last day. That's what I do every day. I live like every day is my last day. And when you live like that, it means you're like at, well, they want to call it acceptance because that's what I call it, but they're also saying it means you give it your all, right? Every day I try my hardest because I think this might be the last thing I do. So I cross things off my list that I wouldn't do otherwise. And it's because of my ill health. They want me to say that. I've actually been sick for a year straight, and I have fibromyalgia, but I'm not trying to be a victim today. I'm trying to be a survivor, but I still get up and show up every day, even if all I do is lay in bed and shaman all day or research all day. I'm still doing something, right? So if something scares me, I try to push myself to do it within reason, just to say it doesn't scare me anymore, right? And you've probably done this too, Nee, with
Mhm.
various tasks and skills. So they're saying today, like, look at what you'd call a bucket list and cross something off that list. If you can do it, do it. Show yourself who's boss, and grab the bull by the horns and lead. That's what they're saying. So we are here to be leaders. We are here to be gurus. We are here to be the voices of reason and the voices of obtuse. That's what they're saying today. So that's Tesla coming in to say, you know, be the person that you idolize, right? Be the person that you're looking for. Be your own leader, your own guru, your own guide, right? Like be the person that you look at in the mirror and be proud of and say, I lived, right? That's what they want to say. It's a song by a band called One Republic, if you want to play it, about a kid with cystic fibrosis. And it is a beautiful montage of video and film about a kid who lives every day as if it's his last. So, then at the end of the day, you can say, I put it all on the table. I laid it all down. I tried my hardest. And then, for me, that makes me proud. So they're saying they also, I was going to say humility for me is essential every day for me to remember humbleness and remember that I'm just one of the many. And so I wanted to put that in. They weren't going to say it, but that's me saying that, Nee, because that is how I check myself constantly for egomaniaism, right? As I have Michael, who's he might not be the egomaniac, but at times with me he has to be. So I try to say that as well. So any other messages for uni before we wrap this up as a really well done interview? I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing major coming in, but a lot of beings are like clapping,
Yeah, I
congratulating
see
us,
the
saying good
clapping every once
job.
in a while too. So I say thank you. I'll take a bow,
Yes,
and
yes.
I thank all the guides profusely for all that they do for us. I saw today on another channel that they're carrying you at times, even when you don't think they're there. So I tried to remember that when I'm screaming in the night for help and nobody's coming, that they're carrying me. But I've seen
Right.
Jesus walking
Mhm.
beside me with the crown of thorns on for days now. So I'm going to say, I see him, even if he's not doing much, he's still standing there, like holding my hand, saying, we're in this together, right? So
Mhm.
everyone has Jesus on their team if they want them. Want him, or Mary Magdalene, or yeah, that's who they want to put out there today. So I believe they are also Palladians. That's what I heard a long time ago, and they're saying They may or may not be, but either way, they are here for everybody who wants to speak to them. So they're inviting you to call them in. Uh, yeah, and then they're saying I could wrap something up with a light language if you wanted me to step outside me if you want to end that way, or you could say something too.
Sure, we can end with the light language. Okay, and
Yeah.
as you're doing that, Amy, where can people find you?
Yeah, people can find me at I think my channel is at my silent Amy 1111, and that is YouTube. I also have a TikTok that I believe is the same. There's a whole bunch of different ones because I made a bunch. So I believe the best one is at my silent Amy. Sorry, that's not right. Sorry, it's at my silent nation, which is also what I go by. I'm also going by trifecta now, Nee, so that will be my name at the conference. So they want me to say something about the trifecta before I give a message from the trifecta. So the trifecta is a trinity of energy, and it is known in every culture worldwide as, I believe, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That is for the Christian type, and there would be another translation of that, but it is three holy warriors, yeah, working together to, get the job done. And so, yeah, I will be making a channel for trifecta, but for now I will be keeping the My Silent Nation, which is what it is. But yeah, it is at My Silent Amy 1111. Thank you for asking. And yeah, TikTok at My Silent Nation, I believe. I can give you the links to put in there. And
Yep.
I welcome all subscribers. And yeah, mostly I read cards because I love the cards and the art. But I do a lot of light language messages. I have some really higher level ones from some intriguing galactics and a lot of the archangels and other team members, including a lot of the deceased loved ones. So if you want to check me out, please do. And I thank you, Nee, as always. So we'll wrap this up with a light language message from the trifecta. So, Hia, 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 hia. Hia, 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 hia. Hia, 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 hia. Hia, 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 hia. Okay, and I always wait to see if there's more coming. And if you want to learn light language, that's something I can help you with personally, as I can channel the higher selves of pretty much anybody out there. If you want to learn light language, that's something I can do for a donation. And I would give you three phrases in your native tongue. And then as you speak them back, you would be able to pretty much instantaneously, in all cases, speak light language. Nee, I don't know if you've done light language or if you want to. Do you have a message to show how I synchronized you to this one, but you have now developed your own that is very unique and very different?
Sure, sure. I can do one quick one and then we'll wrap up for today.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
all right. So this is a light language that's coming in just to harmonize with the with this tipping point, this cosmic tipping point now that we're in. So this is to bring in good luck, good fortune, and align with the highest timelines that are now available to humanity. So. Ia tuntara seta tantotora sita dara tutora siti rata tindera tutara tetia tiara titera su toto tindera titera tetia tiara seto tuto tata tindera titera su tu tata tiara su tata tiara tetia tiara tata tiara undo tatiandera tetia tetia tuturo tutiara sitia tiara tetia tuntara sentara titia antoro undat antiara tutu tutiandera huta cia cia tutu toro unta tatiara tantera tuturo tentiara tetia tiara tata tiara tata tiara tata tiara just bringing everyone into the container for the highest timelines now. Okay, so that is
Wow.
that is a light language to wrap up the session, wrap up our session for today.
Yeah.
I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Yeah, peace, peace, peace. Thank you, Nee.